It was mid-1945, and Germany finally surrendered in World War II. The date was May 8th, and the USSR had finally reached the heartland. Months later, the Japanese were still fighting against the United States. After President Franklin D. Roosevelt's death, Truman took over, and he gave the executive order to drop the first atomic bomb, the result from the ultra-secret Manhattan Project. It was dropped on Hiroshima on August 6th, and a second was dropped on Nagasaki on August 9th.
The effects of these bombs were immediate and destructive. The atomic bombs quickly ended the Pacific front of World War II. With the Empire of Japan surrendering less than a week later, this is because of hundreds of thousands of Japanese civilians were killed and the cities were destroyed. The decision to drop the bombs was very controversial. It displayed American power, but also garnered a lot of hate for its inhumane ethics.
The effects of the atomic bomb would not be over after Japan surrendered, however. For the next 40 years after World War II, the United States would still be in war, albeit a cold one where no battles actually took place. The United States and the USSR, two former allies during World War II, came into conflict because of the differences of communism and democracy. And this conflict was constantly shadowed by the fear the problem would escalate into a nuclear war. During the high-tension Cold War, the US and USSR competed in the arms race, where both countries were building nuclear weapons to store if the war became violent. Thankfully, this buildup of nuclear weapons never ended with any nuclear warfare. However, it did get close. During John F. Kennedy's presidency, and what is now known as the Cuban Missile Crisis, tension between America and the USSR and Cuba almost led to nuclear fighting in the United States.
The atomic bomb and its dangerous implications still affect us today. When the United States dropped the atomic bomb on Japan, its effects would change the world forever. The Japanese cities are no longer in ruins, and the Cold War is no longer around. But the fear and the power of this nuclear weaponry is still around. Modern warfare will never be the same, and the stakes are much bigger. If a third world war ever occurs, it may be a nuclear war, which could end human life as we know it. In order to keep the world safe and at peace, the risk of nuclear weapons must be ended by some sort of treaty or peace talk.
World War II was a long, violent conflict, and it finally ended after Truman's decision to drop the atomic bomb, a modern, dangerous weapon, on two Japanese cities. The weapons caused mass destruction and led to the Japanese surrender. However, these atomic weapons would soon cause the communist USSR and democratic US to compete with each other in building weapons of mass destruction like the hydrogen bomb. At this time, the entire world was under risk of destruction, and even though the Cold War is now over, the ever-present risk of the nuclear bomb still presents itself to America and other peaceful countries. I'm Ethan Katz.
And I'm Austin Jensen.
And we created this sketch video for you. We both researched the topic, and I wrote the script,
while I drew the pictures.
We both edited the video. Our sources included lectures from our AP US History class and thefinertimes.com. We hope you enjoyed it.